Hey everyone, welcome back to Catching Up with the Walkers. Thank you so much for sitting down and catching up with the Walkers.
Yeah.
You ready for this, Cassie?
Oh yeah.
So we haven't got to sit down and grab a cup of Joe and just chat with you guys. And we thought after a busy weekend, today would be the perfect day for that because I don't know if you know this or not. I don't know if they know this or not, but it's a little less work to sit down and have a cup of coffee than it is to run around and move chickens or cut chicken wings or move coops or whatever.
A little less work and a little less editing.
Oh, it's less editing for me by far, but it's also, so everybody needs a rest now and then.
Yep. Including
you and me. Because we just got caught up on a lot of laundry.
Yeah.
Family of 6, and it's not even that much more laundry because they're, little bitty clothes. But it still seems like a lot more, doesn't it?
Yes.
But we also are celebrating today, a special day. A long time ago, something happened. You want to tell them, Cassie?
Yes, so on April Fool's Day when I was 12 years old, I went to a Heaven's Gate and Hell's Flame play with our church, and I got saved that night.
So today is your
birthday.
Spiritual birthday. So that's awesome that Cassie has that date down and remembers it and always is able to reflect back on that time.
Yeah, so if you've never been to Heaven's Gates and Hell's Flames, it's a play, a program. They don't have a lot anymore. They've had one recently in our area. But it's just something that's kind of an eye-opener and plays out different scenarios and things like that. And one came on about a preacher's kid. I'm a preacher's kid. Had a car wreck with his friends in the car, and they died. And then they were looking in the Book of Life, and he's like, well, maybe it's on preacher's kid's page, And so it was just showing, like, it doesn't matter who your family is. It doesn't matter what your dad does. You have to have your own relationship, and so that was just an eye-opener for me that though I'd lived a easy life and a good life and all those things, that I still have to have my own relationship. It doesn't matter anybody else's relationship. So
yeah, I know I've heard a lot of people say preachers' kids are the worst.
I feel like I broke the mold.
And then in church, they always say it's just because they hang out with the deacon's kids. Yep. I don't know. But it's really no joke at all. It's a serious matter, and we are so thankful. We just recently celebrated Easter, and we're so thankful for our salvation and the opportunity to call heaven home one day.
Yes.
So that is kind of an update from Cassie. And I don't know my exact day, so I'm not as good as Cassie at this point. But I don't have the date, specific date.
Well, I just remember because it's April Fool's.
Oh, just because it was that specific.
Yeah.
Hopefully, of course, you're watching this the day after April Fool's Day, but hopefully none of you got fooled on April Fool's Day.
Yeah.
If you did, though, I know there's been some pretty good ones over the years. Cassie used to call every year and try to prank her sister, or her sister would call and try to prank her. What was it? Her hair was on fire one time?
No, my sister, she worked in labor and delivery, and she said she got too close to some kind of heat lamp or heater or something, and it fried her hair off, and I don't know. But we've got each other pretty good. I've got my mom pretty good.
We've went through the years, probably about the time Ranger was born, or back in those days a little bit before, and send them a picture of a pregnancy test or something and tell them that you're expecting.
Yeah.
And of course that
one just popped up on my time hop of Gary pretending like someone hit him in the truck.
Oh yeah, I got Cassie one year. I was being mischievous at work and told her that I just got hit. The cops are here. The wrecker's on the way. The truck's totaled. All of that. Got her.
Yeah.
So have you ever been got?
Yeah.
Let us know. Let us know down in the comments. Were you mad? Or were you like, you got me, April Fools? Because I warned the kids this morning also, April Fools is the day that somebody's going to try to get them, so be on high alert.
Not to get anyone, though?
Well, I told them, if you do get somebody, don't go overboard. But they had the leg up at least. So now that April's here, we do have a lot of things going on around the farm that you guys can look forward to. We're going to be spending more time out in the garden. Hopefully you like gardening. Mazzy just recently planted some wildflowers. She replanted them, and they're doing good out front. Also, I don't think I mentioned it, I've got my shirt on that I got from Ed Kirkpatrick, and I also got a hat. I haven't worn my hat yet, but I'm gonna have to wear that soon. But anyway, Cassie's got school, track meets going on.
Yeah, I got a school soccer game after school tomorrow. I hadn't told Gary about yet.
Oh, great. So you have a soccer game tomorrow after school?
Yeah.
Okay. That means that I've got to pick up all the kids, all 4 of them, feed them all, get them all bathed, and get them into bed probably. What time's the soccer game over?
No, it's a fast one. I'll be back.
We'll see about that. It is extra work. So if some of you don't know, we're in the middle of foster care right now. We have Little Bear. How long have we had him?
Right at a month.
And he's really fitting in really well. He's settled in, I would say, quite nicely. And a lot of times you guys have questions about him continuously. Good
questions, dumb questions, silly questions.
But
some good questions.
Some good questions. But I'm going to remind everybody that we can't really answer any questions. We can't really say how old he is. I will tell you, he's a toddler.
Yeah.
And if you've seen him walking around in our videos, he's walking a little bit, but not so sure-footed. So probably hasn't been walking longer than 4 to 6 months.
Yeah, and people ask well, why wasn't he in the video? Why didn't he get to do that? Well, obviously we treat him just like our kids, but age appropriate. He's a toddler, our kids are big, so there's certain things he's not going to do. There's certain things that he takes part of off camera because we can't show him, so we video a little bit of our kids doing it, then he participates. But several summers ago, if you guys have been following us, when we had some angels that were older, they were on the videos all the time because they were older and they actively wanted to help with the chores. They actively wanted to do things, and so we accommodated that, but it was age appropriate. So Little Bear is not going to be feeding animals and right there in the middle of it. So just remember, he's always somewhere, either with us, with a grandparent, with at daycare, or somewhere. He's always being taken care of. Sometimes he's just right next to us in a stroller off camera. Yeah,
and sometimes it's just easier not to...
or napping.
Not to, specifically talk about where he's at, because then we would constantly be saying, well, this is where this person's at, this is where they're at, this is where they're at. So, just so you know, if you ask a question and we don't respond, but we give it a heart, that means we're just not going to respond.
Yeah.
And that's just part of foster care, though. There is privacy concerns across the board with Little Bear, Little Bear's biological family, and any concerns, around there. So we respect that, and as a foster home for over 10 years, we've dealt with it, and we've kind of figured out what we can do and what we can't do. We know the rules, we know the laws, and we abide by them. So
yep. And obviously we've only had him a month, so we know we're not adopting him tomorrow. Things take time, there's a process, and that might not ever even be an option. So just remember those things.
Yeah, and just foster care in general. So at this point, the kind of honeymoon stage is over, and I would say as the days go on, the kids get more attached, and if Little Bear does have to leave, it will get harder and harder.
Yep.
Just because every day you spend with them, it's just that much closer you grow together.
But reunification is the goal, so if he does have to leave, that's a great thing for him and his family.
Yes, that is the number one goal is reunification. So, while yes, it is hard, somebody has to do it. So, it's just part of it, and that's what we like to share here on both channels, really. But we really love to share all about the foster care journey because it is so needed. There's so many kids out there that need a home and just need to be taken care of for just time, a bridge.
Yeah. And so many people say, well, I couldn't let them go. Well, the thing is we love him so much, we can let him go, because God has called us to do this, whether our time is short, long, or forever, because we love him, because we care about him, because this is what we're called to do, we're able to do it.
Yeah, and that doesn't mean it's easy. I think that's the other misconception is whenever you end the foster care journey, it ends one way or the other. That's probably one of the hardest things our family goes through. Our kids mourn. You know, they're sad for days, and we try to do everything we can to be upbeat and positive, but at the same time, it's okay. There's a time for that.
Yeah, and it's great for them because they get to learn these things, and they get excited when a new one comes in, and they know that they might leave. But over the weekend when we celebrated Easter, I was just thinking, because we have answered the call, it's not just us, it's our family as well. Grandparents, cousins,
whether they
nieces,
like it or not, they get along with it.
Nieces, nephews, all the things, they all get to take part. There was cousins we saw over the weekend we hadn't seen in a very long time. They were able to love on him and play with him. So it takes everybody, it involves everybody, and it's not just a blessing to us, it's a blessing to lots of people. So a lot of people say he's lucky to have you, but honestly, we're lucky to have him.
Yep. So as we go forward with foster care, if you guys do have any like honest questions, just like it's an unknown, feel free to ask them, but just don't like ask the same thing over and over. Like what's our little bear's name? How old is he?
Also, some people at the Okie Homesteading Expo got some very hateful emails regarding Little Bear and being on camera, and I really don't appreciate that. Obviously, when we take him out in public, it's public. They do their best. Some of them don't even know that they can't. And it's not our video. It's not like we're going to get in trouble. They're not going to get in trouble. So please do not attack other people for putting things out there. Either one, it was an honest mistake, or two, it's public. It doesn't matter. So there's that.
Yeah. Whenever we are out in a public place, a restaurant or a church or a setting where like we went to our kids' Easter program, and there were hundreds of cameras, people taking pictures. We can't shield everybody from the camera all the time, and nor do we have to. We're not publicly going to put something out there, but if somebody else does, and they're obviously not saying any names or anything. It's just an image of him being in the background.
If no one commented, he's a foster child, you can't do that, nobody would know. So by you guys commenting that, you're actually pointing it out. But also, hateful emails to other people and things, just please don't do that.
Yeah, there's always ways to be respectful. Yeah. Even saying, hey, I hope you may not have realized this, but there's a picture of so and so in there. And that this
but
or
also,
that. But
legally, 50% of a foster child's face can be shown. So top half, bottom half, side, 50% can be showed.
Yeah, there you go.
We just try to do none, so we don't have to worry about editing.
Yeah, because it makes it really tough.
They move real quick.
They're all over the place. So that's it on foster care, though. We'll continue to try to keep you guys updated as much as possible, just on what's going on with us. But again, no specifics on anybody else.
Yep.
As far as other updates, the bus.
Bum, bum, bum.
The bus took a break because we had the Okie Homesteading Expo, so we haven't done anything. But today, we have been working around the house. I moved the bus from one spot to the other, and I noticed that the alternator light basically was on, warning that had low volts. So I thought, well, I'm just going to drive this thing because I have license and insurance now. And I took it out for a drive, took it around the circle. I call it the mile line, county circle, whatever you call that. And it never did get charged above 11.9, I'm going to say it wrong, amps, volts, whatever. 11.9. Needs to be at like 13.9. So I think the alternator is indeed out, which could also verify, which I never was able to completely verify, what was draining the battery. So, is an RV going to be like a boat? You know what a boat stands for, right?
Something about spending a lot of money.
Bust out another 1,000. Is this school conversion going to be like that?
Probably.
Bust out another 1,000? No, I knew that that may be an issue whenever we were dealing with the draw, but I think I verified it today. And rather than buying a brand new alternator, A buddy of mine told me about a place that rebuilds them, and instead of spending $600 or $500, they rebuild them. It's over in Pryor, and they cost usually between $35 and $75, depending on what parts they need on the inside. So, might be trying that as opposed to. But, Cassie, what do you think? The next step, obviously, is going to be something with the floor.
Yeah, I'm ready to wash it all out and get all the dirt and stuff out from little kids just sticking things to the sides.
Okay, so do you think, we're going to power wash it. That's the next thing. And we're going to take all the little letters, numbers off the sides.
But if we're going to rip the floor out, maybe we should do that, then power wash it?
Well, that's my question is, should we rip the floor out? So it has like a rubber floor, and then it has a rubber center aisle, and it has holes all in the floor right now where the bus seats were. Mm-hmm. So we have to seal those holes up somehow. I talked to Jack and Ken at Speed Bump Garage, or Grow Jack, whatever you want to call them. But Jack and Ken. So I talked to them, and they took all the rubber up, they welded the floor, and then he's looking at some flooring material that he has kind of researched that he's going to put down.
Is he going to insulate it?
I didn't ask. I didn't ask about insulating the floor, but I can. I got his phone number. I can ask him. But so that's that's the conversation. Is he welded each and every bolt hole, welded them so they're covered up. Ransom is also on the welding kick.
Yes. He
has been watching welding videos on YouTube. I don't own a welder, but I think I'm about to.
He was super excited to see that Papa had one yesterday.
Yeah, I think I'm about to own a welder, one way or the other. And I would love to do some welding myself, learn how to do it better. I've done it like 2 or 3 times and make a couple pieces of metal stick together. I'm not good. I'm not good at all. But when you're not good at something, you can practice and get better. And Ransom would love to watch and learn and do it himself.
Yeah.
He's 7. So maybe a little bit, but I think it would be a fun thing to do. So, what should we do with the bus next? Do you think we should insulate the floor?
I do.
Oh, so do you think we should take the rubber
Even if
up?
we don't insulate the sides, I think we should insulate the floor so the cold's not coming up.
Okay. Do you think we should? Do you think we should? What's it called?
Rip the floor out.
Yeah. Do you think we should rip the floor out? The old floor?
I do.
Okay.
Because it kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Well, for a bus floor, it's probably in better shape than most I've seen. But yes, it does kind of give you yeah. So that's probably what's going to be next. I was thinking that's probably the direction we're going to go, but it's always good to hear Cassie's thoughts as well. And
Gary's wearing a hair of mine.
I don't have any hair that long. I do have hair, but not that long. So that's what hopefully you guys have to look forward to. I had some subscribers had good ideas on the stop sign. Instead of taking it off,
so I'll put our logo on it.
Yeah, so get a emblem made of Walker Farm Fam and put that on there. And I don't know if you'd have to change the red lights out with like yellows, but I bet we could change that out. And then I can pull up, pop the button, Walker Farm Fam with flashing lights. We're here, folks. Maybe not. What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
My thing is, though, I'd like to disable that back alarm going off. So if you disable the sign altogether, does it help that? Because I don't want to go to the back every time.
There's a fuse for that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know where that's at. I went through all the fuses, so I can disable that alarm. And then paint. That's the next big thing too. Is I had to get license and tag and insurance so I could drive it somewhere. But there is a guy here in town that's kind of known for being affordable on body repair. So I thought I might drive it down there to him, let him take a look at it after I pull all the logos off, or the numbers and letters, and let him take a look at it. But it's probably going to be
Do you have to leave
a job.
The weight and all that on there? You don't?
No, because once it's as a recreational vehicle, that's for commercial purposes. So whenever you have the GVW posted on the side, and you have the what was the other one, the total capacity and stuff, all that's because it was being used for commercial purposes. transporting kids back and forth. Once it's titled as an RV, a lot of requirements go out the window, and you can kind of do what you want. We kind of live in a free country. Kind of. We pay a lot of taxes, and that's not really...
Let's not talk about that.
It's not free. It's not... I mean, it's definitely home of the brave. So there's one more thing that Cassie's working on that's kind of school related, but kind of not. It's kind of personal, and I think it's a good opportunity to go watch some old people get hurt. If you guys are interested, you want to tell them about it?
So we're having a 3-on-3 benefit basketball tournament for, you guys have been praying for Stacy. She's a teacher at our school who's fighting an aggressive brain cancer. And so this Saturday we're having a 3-on-3 basketball tournament at our school. I'm going to be playing in the slow-mo league, which means I'm going to be going slow, and it's half court. Gary still thinks I'm going to get hurt.
Okay, so I think Cassie's definitely going to be hurt. I don't know how bad. I'm hoping it's not a trip to the hospital or emergency room, but she's going to be sore like no other the next day.
But we're raising money for the family for whatever cost they need while she fights this thing. We're praying for complete healing. But we have Venmo and Cash App that people are donating towards. And I'm going to be putting that kind of stuff on our Facebook if anybody feels led to give there. If not, just be praying for Stacy and her family. And if you are local and you're around this Saturday, you can come to our school and you can get breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It is
Who's
that
going to
order.
cook that?
Gary.
So I'm cooking breakfast burritos for lunch. Breakfast burritos for breakfast. Cheeseburgers for lunch.
Yeah, and then a friend
else.
of ours is smoking pork for pulled pork sandwiches for supper. So there's also going to be baked goods you can buy. So if you're around and you want to come watch some fun basketball, Ranger will have a team. I got to get Mazzy on a team. She keeps asking. I'll have a team. And there'll be some good food.
Can Mazzy play on your team?
No.
Oh.
Possibly if we go slow, right?
Slow.
So come out April 6th at our school in Pryor. If you don't know all the details about that, let me know, and and you can check it out. But just be looking at our Facebook and Instagram pages for more information on that.
Yep, it's going to be a fun time, and like I said, we'll give you guys a full update on Cassie's status report, whether she's on the injured reserve or active after this. It's this weekend.
Yep.
I need to get ready for that. I need to mentally prepare to cook all those breakfast burritos. No, it'll be a great time. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna be preparing and planning for that, and the bus and all the other things.
If you guys have prayer requests, put them down in the comments and go down and encourage one another and pray for one another.
Yeah, and also if you have not subscribed to our channel, we would greatly appreciate it. I know a lot of you have, but every video we put out, almost, not every single video, but almost, we get as many or more views than we do subscribers, which means there's a lot of you that probably have either think you're subscribed and you're not, or you think you're watching Walker Farm Fam and you're not. But if you would do us a big favor, go down and double check that. That would help us out immensely. So we thank you for following along here on Catching Up with the Walkers. We hope you have a great day, and God bless.
We love you guys.